Hello Pisces, and welcome to Osirian Rivers, where we blend runestones with oracle readings. This is going to be your message for the end of December and into January of 2020. And the runestone that we have pulled for you today is fertility. Now, when I look at what brings fruitfulness to a Pisces, you are the sign of two fish tied together. And the rune of fertility is the one that comes after constraint and knowing your limitations. So as a Pisces, it's really important that you understand the flow of things. What happens if the fish who's swimming upstream just gives up? The two fish are going to switch sides. And the rope holding between them is either going to get caught and tangled on something, or the fish that has been swimming downstream is going to have to switch and swim upstream. And the beautiful thing about this runestone is its duality. Just as Pisces contain duality, there's no reversal, because nature will right itself. And the only way for a Pisces to get anywhere is to have an aspect of themselves where they just don't really feel like going with the flow and they just kind of hang out, and the one that swims upstream like jumps and goes back to its place of origin to breed and create more fish. Or that fish is trying to swim, but the one that's like, no man, we're gonna take it easy, I don't feel like going up to that pond and dying right now for another life cycle, gets to go and swim back out towards the ocean. But one of the other has to happen, or they're going to end up tangled on a rock in the middle. So this rune of fertility is just marking that you guys are going to have new beginnings even before the new year coming up. I was really feeling very strongly that I needed to get these messages out before before the end of December. I feel like there might be a lot of you listening to this on the 25th, either because there's a lull in the celebrations, or you're like me, your celebration's over and you're just sort of contemplating what this annular eclipse cycle is going to bring you. Then it might bring you some enlightenment in your thoughtful contemplation about which way you're going. If you're going with the flow, or if you're not going with the flow. That's really the only option you have as a Pisces. There's no jumping out of the rivers. So right now, everybody who's watching, please like this video. That's how we get the message out for my new channel. I hope you like my setup. I really wanted to honor the fact that Pisces have a reflective dual nature that people a lot of times just ascribe to Gemini in a negative way, but it has a lot of positive aspects too. It's ruling spirituality, but not just spirituality, also religious spirituality, operating in an organized fashion. Pisces can get lost in dreamland, and if they can't stick to an organized way of self-discovery and an organized way of putting what they have out there, it doesn't go anywhere. They can be lost in dreams. I definitely feel like this card is showing you a dream and saying, how do we turn it into flesh and blood? How do we turn it into reality and materialize these things that have been shown to us? Meditate on it. You know, this card says prayer, but it doesn't have to mean prayer. For a long time, I was rather hung up on that word. I get annoyed with religion, just the major religions, because of the dogma attached, and when I say prayer, the associations that some people have with it of like being in a church. But this is more just really thinking about your decisions and really meditating fully on them, what your options are, and knowing what is divine and what your instinct is telling you to do. What you know down in your gut is the right next step for you to put your discoveries into a religious organization, because religion just is a organized way of doing something. If you clean religiously, then your house will be spotless. You can do a lot of things religiously that aren't spiritual, and adding a religious component to spirituality doesn't necessarily have to be to a detriment. It's just turned out that way with people trying to take something that they were enlightened with and press their own self-discovery and then pray that everyone have it, you know, that it belonged to a wolf pack, when really each wolf has its own individual guide, and to operate within the pack, we all have to have our own system of religion in place. And I think that's what we're seeing right now as we move into the age of Aquarius, or some people believe we already are in the age of Aquarius. There's sort of thousands of years transition. It's really hard to say. I believe that we are moving into the age of Aquarius, which means we all have to have our unique attitudes. Attitudes of gratitude. Be thankful for this fertility that has been bestowed upon you. Be thankful for the enlightenment that you're receiving, and don't shun it. It's really hard to stay awake in this world. I hear a lot of people saying like, oh yeah, we woke. I had my awakening. Are you awake? And that can be not very helpful. It can just cause people who are sleeping to not even listen to you, for one. And secondly, it's so hard to stay in that mindfulness and walk that path, because you can meditate on it and make the choice to go back to sleep. You could make the wrong choice to just stay in the meditative aspect, stay in the decision-making process, see the wolves turning its head back and forth, can't make a decision. You know, which way are you going to go? Go with your gut. This is the gut brain connected with the mind brain. We have a whole bunch of neurons packed into our into our stomachs, and our stomachs really know things. They can impart wisdom onto you. It's scientific fact now, which is fantastic. And how lovely that we have another beautiful blossoming belly here of fertility. And with all of the trials and tribulations that come with growing and developing and staying fertile. This is rune of fertility. Finding that new beginning, and pray for the resolve to continue to do what is right and not go back to sleeping. And not judge other people that choose not to wake up. Because you're going to deal with more of that than anything. With Pisces being so sensitive, they're going to see people around them making poor decisions. All you really have control over those are your own decisions. So if you let yourself get all hung up on that, you're going to miss what is right in front of you. The waking dream. So thank you so much, Pisces, for watching this video. Please subscribe so you can get my next video. Everyone, please hit the subscribe button and the like button and share it with someone else. Have a wonderful holiday break, and I'll be seeing you soon.